Senate Bill 1, an act relating to the delivery of education and care for children and declaring an emergency. Senator Wise.
Gentleman from McCracken.
Mr. Speaker, I yield to the lady from Kenton 63 for explanation of Senate Bill 1.
Chair recognizes the lady from Kenton 63 for an explanation of bill and a motion thereon.
Thank you, Speaker. The purpose of this bill is to prioritize in-person learning by stabilizing school funding and assisting with staffing shortages and creating conditions for state-to-state and local health departments to support local school districts. Also developing COVID-19 plans with contact tracing and quarantining. Section 1 nullifies the mandated child care masking regulation upon the effective date of this act. However, it gives the child care operations the ability to pass their own masking mandate. Section 2 nullifies Kentucky Board of Education's mandated masking regulation 5 working days after the effective date of this act. However, it gives school boards the local authority to pass mask mandates. Local school boards submit to KDE their publicly available COVID-19 school operations plan of the effective date of this act. The Department of Health shall develop a test-to-stay model for districts as an alternative to quarantining, and Kentucky Department of Health shall support local health departments in providing assistance to school districts for implementing their board-approved COVID plans. And through December 31st, 2021, due to COVID absences, remote instruction may temporarily be provided to a particular school, grade, classroom, or group for no more than overall of 20 days. For SEEK funding for 22-23, this allows districts to either use 2018-19 or 19-20 data pursuant to the 2020 Senate Bill 177 in lieu of using school district attendance for 21-22. Attendance growth will be addressed during the 2022 session. So this relieves the pressure from districts of having large absences in their schools and having to close down because they're losing so much money. Certified staff has to perform their duties on-site during COVID-related NTI days and approved for remote instruction unless they're quarantined, and districts may decide on other staff. And we heard loud and clear that the teacher is the most important thing to kids, and kids need to be with their teachers, and the teacher has all their available resources in their classroom to help kids when they're remote learning, so we wanted them to be in that classroom and have everything available to them. Temporary waivers for utilizing certified, classified, emergency, and substitute staff. Background checks. The superintendent may employ all individuals on a probationary status after receiving background approval from the AOC while pending receipt of the KSP background checks. Retired certified staff who have had 1 month off, break employment, may also come back to the threshold of 1% to 10% staff. So you can hire more retirees, and they can come back at full pay. The General Assembly will establish that filling staff vacancies qualifies for the COVID-19 assistance money. Retired classified staff mirrors this service. It allows schools to waive, this is an important one, because we heard a lot about how 20 days is not enough, okay? So it allows school districts to waive the 170 instructional days and utilize the equivalent of 1,062 hours to accomplish makeup days under certain conditions. And depending on your school length day, depends on how many days you could gain. Some districts gain 15 days under this. Some districts gain 20. So they just do the simple math and figure out how many extra days. There are some districts that will actually have leeway until January 15th of anywhere between 20 and 50 days to use for COVID relief. So that is why no more NTI days were added with that addition of the bill. And it will be declared an emergency, and if there are no questions, I move for passage.